Welcome to another edition of Perth Internet TV and our look at what's happening in Perthshire. I'm Stuart Webster.
I'm Gemma Stewart.
And once again, we've got a lot coming up on this show, including our look at the Pink Ribbon Walk, which recently happened in this area. Plus, we've got part two of the exclusive interview with Steve Brown, the chairman of St Johnstone Football Club, so we can find out what his thoughts are on next season now that they've had a really good finish to the season. And what else, Jem?
And I will be giving you some information about Perth Festival of the Arts. It's just been and gone, so I've interviewed a few acts for there, so we'll see what's happening then.
It's all coming up here on PITV.
You don't want it and they don't want it. The local dustman, they won't take it. Hey, hey, throw it away. Chuck it in a bin skip.
Welcome to Bin Skips Limited, ready to deal with your waste whenever you require. We run a comprehensive fleet of waste management vehicles, backed up with the resources required to process and recycle waste in the most effective way.
You don't want it and they don't want it. The local dustman, they won't take it. Hey, hey, throw it away. Chuck it in a bin skip.
Hi, my name's Greg Summers and I'm the event host and presenter here at the 2013 Pink Ribbon Walk with Breast Cancer Care and Women in Home magazine.
You look absolutely fantastic, and thank you for coming yet again to this beautiful, beautiful location to walk 20 miles this morning and then this afternoon 10 miles.
Hi, my name's Claire Pulford. I'm Head of Events at Breast Cancer Care. I just really wanted to talk about today. It's been an absolutely fantastic start already. We're expecting about 500 men and women to come along to the Breast Cancer Care Pink Ribbon Walk and Association Women Home. It's the 5th year that we're at Scone Palace, and this support has just grown year on year. We've got people from all over the country coming, and all over the UK. I think the furthest away anyone's come from today is Malaysia, which is quite an outstanding distance. But it really is a community event, and it's been so widely supported, and so many volunteers and people have given up their time to come along and support the men and women that are walking to help raise money for breast cancer care today. They are all committed to raising at least £175 each, so that money we're hoping is going to raise over £200,000 today. Everybody that's out there today walking is raising an awful lot of money to ensure that these services continue to be provided and are free. So a big thank you to all of you. So if anybody out there wants to use our services or just wants a little bit more information, go to www.breastcancercare.org.uk, and everything you need to know is on the website.
Steve Lomas has done an incredible job of managing to keep the performances on the pitch at a consistent level, while at the same time not really having much money to spend. Do you find it quite difficult getting in players, and in particular even getting them on longer term contracts nowadays, Steve?
Yeah, I find it very difficult, but the world is changing, and the players, certainly in the last 2 or 3 years, have almost been immune from the recession, and it's the only industry I've been involved in that they actually get an increase in their salaries. But I think that has to stop for the best interest of Scottish football. Players have to realise that there's not enough money there to pay the wages they're looking for, and we would like to get round to performance related pay, which we're doing at present, but not every player, or probably more accurately, there's quite a number of agents not bought into the fact that we're in the middle of a recession, biggest world recession we've ever seen, and Scottish football's not immune. We don't have the money that like England have. They have £1 billion Sky contract. I think we have 17 million to share between 42 clubs, and that's the reality of it all.
I know. I mean, Scottish football does seem to lurk from one disaster to the next at the moment. Hearts have been in trouble. Dunfermline have had their financial issues. Now Dundee United, of course, are getting hit with a £200,000 fine for a player from 4 years ago. So how would you assess the state of the SPL or Scottish football as a whole at the moment, Stephen?
Well, as you say, it seems to just lurch from one problem to another. There's quite a number of clubs in the league that are carrying debt, which is never easy, even in the good times, to pay debt.
But Saints aren't one of them.
We're debt free, yep. But unfortunately, we're not immune either from the recession, and we'll post regrettably another loss this year. When you set your expenditure at the start of the season, it remains in terms of players' wages. You know you can't alter that. But what does alter is your projected income, and if you don't get crowds coming in, you don't have commercial income coming in through our activities 7 days a week, or the sponsorship on match days or hospitality on match days. If it drops, you can do very little to control it. You know, you're trying to sell something that somebody doesn't really need, and trying to get more supporters coming in to the ground is proven to be quite a challenge. The only thing is that we can dismiss the fact is that it's nothing to do with the position in the league, because we've sat in the top six. After our poor start to the season, we've sat in the top six for virtually the whole time. At one point we could have went top of the league if we'd won one of our games here. So it's obviously not the position in the league that's putting people off going to watch St Johnstone.
So we need the city of Perth, because now Perth has got city status. We need people to come along and watch the games. That's it. We want you to support your local club and come down and see the Saints, especially if they make it into Europe next year as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be doing promotions for the kids. We've got another promotion coming up for the 13 to 18 year olds. It's £5 for the next 3 home games. Try to get the secondary schools involved. So from a young age they get in the habit of coming to the game.
Because you're Stephen to your mum.
Yes.
Steve, you're also a big supporter of the Tartan Army. Are you still following the team around, even though you're now a chairman?
I've not actually. I missed the last game to Wales, regrettably, because I had other commitments. But I was hoping to go to Serbia, but it didn't quite materialise. But no, I love watching Scotland, and you know the whole thing behind the Scotland trip and everything that's involved in that. It's great for everybody, and I've done it for probably more years I care to admit. But
or remember,
the football's always spoilt a good trip. That's always the way of it. But certainly the home games, I've taken my 2 sons, and that's really enjoyable. I'm trying to get them to go across to somewhere in Europe. But saying that, the 3 of us are going down to Wembley August the 14th for the Scotland-England match.
Oh, excellent.
So we're going to the local bus from Glencar's, I call them Glencar's Tartan Army, so that'll be good.
There'll be lots of singing on that bus on the way down.
Yeah.
And drinking and...
a couple of glasses of lemonade. Be fine.
Shandy's the one. Steve Brown, it's been a pleasure to meet you and talk to you about the year that has been for St Johnstone Football Club. But just one final question, I suppose. Do you set targets at the start of each season? Because now that you've made the top 6 2 years running, is it a case of you want to improve that now? I mean, you could still end up 3rd, as we know this year, but would you set a level?
I think we set what I would term as a reasonable target based on our wage spend, because you know we're quite conservative, sensible. Maybe the managers didn't see that way. The manager would rather spend more money than we're caring to part with.
It's always the case, though.
Which is yeah. I think that's probably pretty consistent with the rest of the managers in this league and every other league.
Yeah.
But we've got responsibility to the club, and we said before we're only custodians. So, and when I'm a businessman, and you know, it irks me, and when you post losses, because I'm not used to that. The businesses I run, so that's obviously a huge challenge going forward, because there's more and more hurdles getting thrown in front of you. But we set targets based on what we spend realistically, where we should be in the league. I know this quote is overachieving. I don't buy it overachieving. I just see our players achieving, going beyond what their level of performance.
Expectations.
And you've got to compliment them for that, you know. So I'd really buy it as overachieving. I think at the end of the day, when you look at the bigger clubs, and if they want to be honest, I think they're underachieving, because there's no way we should be finished above Aberdeen and Hibs and Hearts.
United.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't really be. We enjoy finishing above them. Of course we do.
Well, if you look at the top six with Cali being there, Ross County, Motherwell, it is kind of a topsy-turvy league. It looks like it should be the other way around, but you've all performed well.
Most leagues in the world are directly linked to the money league. The more you spend, the higher you will be in the league. But this year the SPL, I don't know what the odds were of St Johnstone, Ross County and Inverness all being in the top six. Certainly Inverness being third, and all credit to them, because I think that's probably, with their performance this year, they're well worthy of that. But I don't know what the odds would have been. It would have been a few quid in that.
Oh yeah, that would have been $1 million. Do we need someone from the Middle East then to come out and buy St Johnstone with loads of money?
Well, to give you Middle East, we can Ross on.
yeah, the Middle East.
I'm no, get anywhere you like, but no, I think there's we've got a few years left. We've got 23 years to go, and I'll equal my father's, you know. So
a long way yet.
Yeah, I don't think my wife will buy into that one.
Too stressful by then.
Oh, aye, absolutely.
Stephen Brown, Chairman of St Johnstone Football Club, what a pleasure it is to meet you. Thanks for the chat.
Thank you, Stuart.
Cheers.
Well, thanks to Steve Brown for giving us his time there, the Chairman of St Johnstone Football Club. And of course, since that interview, Saints have gone on to not only finish 4th in the SPL, to have one of the best seasons for decades, but also to get into Europe for the second season running, which is incredible, isn't it, Jeff?
Did you see there was a pitch invasion at Saints? All the fans flooded the pitch.
I can imagine, and I would have liked to have been there, but
What were you doing?
my brother's stag do was on, same weekend, but we were at the other game, because he's a Cali Thistle fan, and they were going to get through to Europe. My brother thought, he said, come on, it'd be good for the stag do, we'll have a good time, there'll be lots of cheering and inflatables, and there was nothing. There was the worst game ever, and they lost 1-0, but Saints got through, so hooray!
Yeah, it was good.
Give me a
Well done,
woohoo.
Saints. Woohoo.
That's it, more like it. And we should encourage more of Perth to go along and support Saints next season. They need more of a crowd.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Now, what have you been up to?
I've been at Perth Festival of the Arts interviewing some of the acts. I got to interview Sir James Galway, the legend of the flute, Admiral Fallows, they're a really good Scottish band, and also the man from Horrible Histories.
Is he a bit of a strange man?
Well, he emailed me and asked if we could do the whole interview in Polish.
Had he met you before that?
No, he hadn't.
I see. Okay, so we now know the kind of people involved in Horrible Histories, and we're going to take a look.
Hi, I'm Gemma and I'm at Perth Concert Hall and I'm in the dressing room of Sir James Galway, the living legend of the flute. Sir James, this is the first time that you've been in Perth. Have you?
Yes, I think it is. You know, I seem to remember driving through Perth on the way to other places in Scotland, but I think this is the first time I've actually played in Perth.
It is. Have you had a chance to do some sort of sightseeing, some tourism while you've been here?
Yeah, I went down George Street and up it.
So this is your first time with the Perth Festival of the Arts concert. How do you prepare for being in a new venue with a new audience?
Well, you know, the audience doesn't make so much difference. I mean, it's always people. I mean, when I say it doesn't make so much difference, of course it makes a difference if it's full or empty. But to prepare for a concert like this, you know, I always arrive the day before. The orchestra actually arrived today.
Okay.
But, you know, that's an economical thing because having an orchestra for 2 days for one concert is it's not very cost effective. And I prefer myself to get here the day before, have a rest, check the place out, get a new dress, and just look at the places, you know.
And do you still get nervous when you perform?
No.
No? So not having the orchestra there is not something that maybe settles you a bit more than usual?
No, you know, people get nervous for different reasons, but I mean, I've done so much practice and I've got the thing really in control. And it's fun to play.
How long have you been playing for?
since I was 9, and
Wow.
I'm 73, so you can do the math.
It's a long time.
64 years.
And do you have any tips for people who are new to starting playing the flute?
Yes, practice.
Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, learn your scales, learn your arpeggios. Don't play pieces that are too difficult for you at the beginning. Learn easy pieces, because then you'll learn to play the instrument.
That sounds great advice. And you've got a school of flute in Switzerland.
Yeah, we do. It's actually turned into something of a festival, because in the evenings we have some big shots from all around the world playing solo concerts. You know, I play the first one, and then we have the solo flutist of the Metropolitan, the solo flutist of the Pittsburgh Symphony, who, by the way, is Scottish.
All right, okay.
Yeah, Lorna McGee. She's really terrific. And we have a whole bunch of people, you know, from Israel, from China. The solo flutist of the Chinese, the big Beijing Philharmonic, he's coming. And it's a very good thing, and we have great students. I mean, the standard is sky high.
Yeah.
And
are you involved with tutoring?
Oh yeah. What happens in the morning at 8:45, we all start singing lessons, because the first thing you have to realize about playing anything is, or any wind instrument, is that you need an embouchure that services each register. So when you sing, you can't sing with the same register. You have to change to sing, and it's the same on the flute. So we study that, and then we have an hour where I teach the whole entire class, which is about 80 to 100 people, and they all do the same exercises, and then I start to teach individual. And in the afternoon my wife teaches as well, so they all go to her, because I tell them all how bad they are in the morning, she tells them all how good they are in the afternoon.
Could you teach somebody like me who's a left-hander, who's a little bit clumsy, who's not great? You could?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
You can type, can't you?
Yeah, I can touch type.
Yeah, so it's the same.
Great. Well, good luck.
Keyboard on the flute.
Good luck tonight, and I hope it all goes well for you.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'm spending a day here tomorrow.
Some more shopping?
Well, I thought of visiting a whiskey distillery.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Can you recommend one?
Oh, I'll talk about that with you after this.
All right.
Can't wait to do some practice. Maybe have a whiskey. Hi, I'm Gemma Stewart with Perth Internet TV, and I'm here at the Perth Concert Hall for the Perth Festival of the Arts, and I'm joined by Admiral Fallow. Hello and welcome to Perth.
Cheers.
So for people who don't know a lot about you, what is your sound? What's your background?
What is our sound? We sort of tried a few different ways of saying things, but we recently rested on orchestral indie pop. Well, I don't know. We did right now. Yeah.
So what's your musical influences? Or who are your musical influences?
I mean, well, there's 6 of us, so it's kind of a mixed bag, really. Personally, I'm a really big Tom Waits fan. Some Springsteen and a big Elbow fan. Kev?
Crowded House.
Really?
No. No, really, I hate this question because we've all got
different tastes.
No, really very similar tastes.
Really?
Everyone likes the same
so
stuff.
I got all the good ones.
So you've got the good
then I
ones.
get to say.
Yeah.
I'm really into the bands we listen to in Glasgow, the Glasgow bands.
Great.
Olympic swimmers.
Okay, one of your favourites.
Yeah.
Now, you've just recently come back from Australia, and tonight you're playing in front of a Scottish audience, and they're renowned for being one of the best audiences to play in front of. But what is it like when you're abroad? What's the reception that you get?
Well, it varies. When we were in, it varies from amazing to slightly less amazing. No, that's not true. We toured America. Well, yeah, we did about 3 weeks touring America, and we did go from playing to like 20 folk who were admittedly really into busier shows, a couple hundred folk, and the receptions is always good, but the numbers sometimes aren't.
Okay. And what's your favourite moment to be on stage, or your most embarrassing moment?
I fell over on stage once. Yeah.
I've done that too. I used to do, well, I'm
in operatics, and I was a can-can dancer. Thought I'm going to lift my leg really high, I'm going to do it really well. Decked it.
That's classic.
I know. So is that the same with you?
No,
you did the
well,
can-can?
we weren't doing can-cans at that point. It was in the set, but no, I was just walking on stage and tried to get past him. And, well,
Where was that?
It was in downstairs at that pub in Glasgow.
They're really great. Like we were sort of looking up to them because they were kind of a young band that was making great music, you know. So it's great to finally. I met a couple of them very recently at Celtic Connections. That was the first time we'd ever met them, and now it's great to be doing a show with those guys. It's been a long time coming.
And 2012 was a great year for you. You released your second album. You did 2 extensive UK tours, and also you were presented with the Creative Scotland Award. So what does 2013 bring for you?
Right now we're concentrating on writing a new set of songs that will hopefully become a new album. Probably due for release next year, early next year. So that's kind of been the main sort of focus of energy has been on creating some new music and trying to taking our time out and making sure it's the right thing, because we kind of rushed that second record out a wee bit, and while I still think it's a reasonable record, it'd be good to have a bit more time to spend on really sort of doing something that we're all really into and we're not just recording for the sake of it. On the live front, just bits and bobs, a few festivals coming up, a couple of Scottish festivals, a festival in Denmark, it'll be the first time we've been over there, but we're, like I said, we're kind of not really pushing the things on the live front this year. It's kind of all about creating.
Being creative.
Trying to be.
Do you still get nervous when you perform to audiences?
Not really. I don't really. I did a couple of solo shows last month, and it was terrible because if I mess it up, there's no one really to cover up the mistakes. So I much prefer playing with the full band. But no, not particularly. It's funny you mention about crowds abroad. The first show we did, we were on tour with Frightened Rabbit in Australia, and the first show we didn't have Phil, the drummer, so it was just like a 4-piece, and that was quite strange because it was a totally different thing and we didn't really know what it was going to sound like. So I guess there was a wee bit of nerves with that first show, but also just sort of a total delirious feeling, the fact that we'd just been on a 26-hour flight and we had to play a show to 1,400 people, 14,000. They probably looked like it was 14,000 in my eyes. But yeah, so that, you know, occasionally little things crop up and you sort of puts you on the back foot a wee bit. But no, generally, don't get too nervous. How about you, Kevin?
No, not at all.
Fireman.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. No, it's not something I've ever really thought about going on stage. It's
just go on with it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun more than nerve-wracking.
Well, Kevin and Louis, thank you so much for taking time out of your rehearsals to speak to us, and I hope you have a great concert tonight and the Perth audience does you proud.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm joined with Neil Foster from Barmy Britain.
Hello.
He is the director,
Yes,
the actor,
indeed.
the producer,
Yes.
the co-writer.
Yes.
Do you do any dancing as well or anything else in there?
A little dancing.
Little
when
dancing.
I get the chance, yeah.
And you're here at Perth Theatre today as part of Perth Festival of the Arts. So for people who don't know anything about it, tell us a little bit about Barmy Britain, what the show's about.
Well, it's Horrible Histories is obviously this wonderful creation of Terry Deary, this fantastic series of books which is 20 years old this year, which looks at history from a gory, naughty, silly, rude point of view and finds all the stories that we think are going to be the most interesting for children and their families. And so Barmy Britain is the story of Britain, through from Romans to Vikings, Tudors, Stuarts, right through to Victorians and the First World War. So it's a fantastic romp through British history. For people to find out more about this great country.
And it's probably a really good, entertaining, light-hearted way for children to sort of learn more about history, isn't it?
It is. Well, they probably won't know they're learning because we call it learning by accident because a lot of the facts are disguised as jokes. So you think you're just singing a silly song or you're just telling a few silly jokes, but actually you're learning all the time because everything we're saying is fact.
So what's next for the show? What's coming up in the future for you?
Well, Barmy Britain, which we're here in Perth, is going to 10 other festivals around the country. You can find it out at birminghamstage.com. Everything is on our website. We also have a barmybritain.com, which tells you all about where Barmy Britain will be happening. It's mostly in the West End, but as I say, we're touring the country. But barmybritain.com and birminghamstage.com are the places to find us.
Great. Well, enjoy your 2 shows in Perth, and I hope the audience
does wonders for you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank
indeed.
you.
So as you can see, we didn't do the interview with Horrible Histories in Polish. I
That's a
didn't
shame.
manage.
That's a shame. You should have at least tried. Maybe next
Well, I
time.
think he was making it up. I'm not entirely sure it was the Polish language.
What, the whole history thing he's making up?
No.
Right,
that's
got you.
true.
I think.
So you were at the races?
I was at the races in a stable condition, and they're off. Yes, I was there. It was Perth races, and coming up on the outside, it was a grand final for the girl. No, thanks. Yeah, Perth races, of course, is one of the most colourful events on the calendar here in the fair city. So I had to go and find out what the fuss was all about. There was plenty of ladies. That wasn't the only reason I was there.
Were you flirting?
Chatting. Is that the same thing? Is that
Yeah, kind of.
I was looking at hats and grand ladies, as you'll.
Have any hats on?
It's Ladies' Day.
Oh, right, so you didn't get a shot.
I didn't have anything ladyish on that you or anyone else will know of. But I did tell Kat Kubi, look what happened.
Hello, I'm Kat Kubi and I'm here at Perth Racecourse Ladies' Day. So delighted to be here with the sun shining because last year was a little bit wet. So not only is the sun shining, but hopefully Lady Luck will be shining on everyone that's here and also on our fantastic charity Breakthrough Breast Cancer, who we're raising, or hopefully going to raise, about £8,000 for. So a brilliant day, making money for charity, and hopefully some people making plenty of money on the races.
Well, I'm delighted to now be joined, and the wind is blowing my hat. It's Samantha Barber from Breakthrough Breast Cancer, and this is a lovely day at Scone Races, but it's also got a very serious message as well, isn't it? It's not just all the fun and frolics that we've seen in the tent.
Well, first of all, it's a wonderful day out. Perth Racecourse is a great racecourse, and Ladies' Day is just a super day. But you know, we're here to run funds for Breakthrough Breast Cancer. Now, Breakthrough funds 25% of all research in the UK in looking at breast cancer. Now, even though more women are being diagnosed with breast cancer, fewer women are dying of breast cancer, and that's a really important message. So ladies, the important thing is the TLC campaign. That is touch, look and check. If there's anything that you think is unusual, that you've got any concerns about, please get it checked out, because it's so important. The earlier you're diagnosed, the better chance you have of survival.
That's right, and it affects everyone, doesn't it? I mean, we've all know someone, or I mean, you yourself have suffered in your family, haven't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm on the advisory board for Breakthrough Breast Cancer because sadly my mother died at a young age of breast cancer, and I think the important thing is to get to a point through the research where women will still be diagnosed with breast cancer, but they no longer need to die of breast cancer, and that would be a wonderful result. And the research that Breakthrough are working on is in that aim, is to get to that end goal.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today,
You're
Samantha.
welcome. Thank you.
Kirsty McPherson, makeup artist. Now, Kirsty, you've got a queue forming here.
I do.
They're all excited to get your attention. So what are you doing for the ladies today?
We're just popping on some lashes for them. Purchase of £5 and then the rest is a donation. So there's a variance of styles, big, small. Lashes are the way to go.
Fantastic. Well, I maybe need to join this queue myself.
Yes, I would suggest.
Well, here we are, Perth Races for Ladies' Day, and I'm joined by loads of amazing, lovely, gorgeous ladies, including, look who's here, Kat Kubi.
Now, Sher, you look like a man who knows about fashion. We've just had an awesome fashion show from Loretta's Collections of Perth. The gorgeous ladies are standing behind us. What was your favourite, Stuart?
My favourite lady or the favourite dress?
Well,
I liked all the ladies. You can't choose a favourite, can you, really?
I was going to say, there's a lot of women there, and you don't want to be choosing favourites.
at Perth Races, thank you for everyone who gave us their time on camera, and always look out for the PITV camera. We're always around. We want to focus on things in this area, all things Perthshire. So tell us what's going on. There's a number of ways to do it.
Yep, we're online. You can see us on Facebook, Perth Internet TV. We're also on Twitter, and we'll upload some more images from Ladies' Day onto our Facebook page and our Twitter page.
And of course the PITV website, Perth Internet TV. Don't forget it. Tell everybody. Spread the word. The word is not bird. It's PITV. And we'll see you next time.
See you later. That was good.